Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We'll be starting shortly. Please make sure your audio is working as we prepare today's session. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to today's webinar, Zero Blind Spot, How to Investigate Employee Behavior Before Data Escape. My name is Nabila Zahra and I will be your host for today's session. This webinar is proudly presented by Terrabyte Group in collaboration with Data Resolve. As organizations continue to adopt digital workflow and remote access technologies, insider risks has become more difficult to detect. Unusual employee behavior, unauthorized access, risks, suspicious upload, and uncontrolled file transfer can quickly become serious security incident when organizations lack proper visibility. Today, we will explore how business can upgrade employee behavior investigation, improve visibility across systems, and prevent sensitive data from leaving the organization before it turns into a breach. But before we begin, allow me to walk you through today's agenda. We will start with an opening and introduction, followed by welcome remarks from Terabyte. After that, we will proceed to the main presentation by our speaker, followed by a Q&A session, a short photo session, and closing remarks. A few quick housekeeping notes before we begin. All participants will remain mute during the session. If you have any question, please feel free to submit them through the Q&A box at any time, and we will address your question during the Q&A segment. If you would like to ask directly, you may raise your hand and we will allow you microphone access. We highly encourage your participation, so please don't hesitate to engage with us. All right, to start our session, let me first invite Mr. Muhammad Al-Hadid, a Regional Marketing Manager at Terrabyte Group, to share a brief introduction about Terrabyte and our commitment to delivering reliable cybersecurity solutions across the region. Mr. Hadid, please, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Nabila. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome for today's webinar, Zero Blind Spots, How to Investigate Employee Behavior Before Data Escapes. My name is Muhammad Al-Hadid, Regional Marketing Manager at Terrabyte Group, and it's a pleasure to have all of you joining us today, together with our technology partner, Data Resolve. First of all, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here. We truly appreciate the presence of IT leaders, cybersecurity professionals, compliance teams, HR representatives, and business decision makers from across the region. Today's topic is becoming more critical than ever. Organizations are investing heavily in cybersecurity technologies to stop external threats, ransomware, phishing, malware, and advanced attacks. But at the same time, many companies still struggle with one difficult challenge: insider and employee-driven data exposure. The reality is, sensitive data can leave the organization in many ways. It could happen intentionally through malicious insiders, or unintentionally through human error, negligence, or lack of visibility. Employees may upload confidential files to personal cloud storage, copy sensitive data to USB device, share documents through unauthorized apps, or access information beyond their normal responsibilities. And in today's hybrid work environment, these risks become even harder to detect. The biggest challenge for many organizations is not only preventing data leaks, but identifying suspicious behavior early enough before the damage happens. That's why visibility matters. In today's webinar, we will discuss how organizations can reduce blind spots, investigate employee behavior more effectively, strengthen insider threat detection, and build a more proactive approach to data protection and compliance. Together with the team from Data Resolve, we will also explore practical use case, monitoring strategies, and technologies that help security teams gain deeper visibility into user activities while maintaining operational efficiency. We hope this session will be insightful, practical, and valuable for your organization. Thank you again for joining us today. And now, without further delay, let's begin the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hadid. All right, now we will continue to our main session, but before we continue, a quick reminder to all participants, please feel free to drop your question in the Q&A box at any time, and we will answer them during the Q&A segment later on. Now let us move to our main sessions. It is my honor to introduce our main speaker today, Ms. Parul Satsangi, a regional sales manager at Data Resolve Technologies. Ms. Parul is responsible for handling data leakage prevention initiatives across the ASEAN and the EMEA region, including supporting organizations with demonstration, proof of concept, and solution strategies tailored to their security needs. Joining her today, we also have the Data Resolve team, who will be supporting today's sessions. We have Ruchika Aroha, a Chief of Staff at Data Resolve, who focus on driving partner growth and empowering strategic distributor relationship across the regions. We also have Navin Jos and Hars from the pre-sales teams, who work closely with clients to understand requirement and deliver technical solutions. We also have Ms. Tanya Kakwani from the marketing team and supporting engagement and outreach. And together, they bring both strategic and technical perspectives to today's sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Ms. Parul Satsangi. Good afternoon, Ms. Parul.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for the introduction, Avila. Hello, everyone. So, to start with, a very a good introduction given by Mohammed as well. So, I am from Data Resolve, and we have our solution which is named as Indefinite Advance. So, I'm sharing my screen. Please confirm once the screen is visible. So I'll take you through the a brief introduction about the company, what the solution is all about, and how we can place it as per the requirements of the customer. Before proceeding, I'll switch off my camera for a good connectivity. Okay, thank you. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, we can see your
Yeah,
screen.
thank you. So as I told you, we are from Data Resolve. So here in this deck, I'll help you to understand as a company who we are, where we are, what impact we have done, and as a company, what is our mission, what we want to achieve. As in today's webinar, the focus is on the zero blind spots. Like what is the weakest chain in the organization where the breaches can happen. So we will take this forward. So as a company, who are we? We are Asia's emerging data security company specializing in insider threats, which is you can say zero spot, right? The insider threats are basically the admins, the user who are sending the data or who are using the laptops, desktops to share the sensitive data or the general data of the organization through different channels. It can be email, it can be internet uploads, it can be printout, it can be what you can say USB controls. So they use different channels, right? So that is the weakest chain in the organization. We don't know what data they are sending, right? So our main focus is the insider threats as well as the enterprise data protection. As a company, we headquartered in India. We also have our presence across EMEA as well as ASEAN region, and also we are like growing our global footprint as well. If I'll talk about as a data resolve, as a DLP solution, what impact you have made till now. So currently 300 plus projects have been successfully executed across different countries, across different regions. 160K plus active licenses have been deployed on-prem as well as on cloud. 15 plus sectors, including BFSI, defense, retail, tech. Basically, the sectors where the data has been there, the sensitivity of the data is there, and if that data is breached, it will create a lots of millions or trillions of losses. Then, as a operation, we are operating in 6 countries with proven scalability. Now, the most focused and asked question as a company, what is our mission? What we want to achieve through our solution? So, as a company, our mission is to empowering organization with secure, with intelligent and resilient data protection systems. And as a company, we strive to achieve to prevent the insider threats and the data breaches which are happening. Then through our solution, we want to deliver a return on investment. let's say, for example, if any customer from any specific customer is buying us, so they want to know, like, if they are paying us money, what return they will get from our solution. So if I talk about like, our solution is a unified suite. We cover data protection, we cover email DLP, we cover data classification. uh, as we proceed, you can see many modules are there. So we are a unified suite on a single platform. The customer will get every data security features, as well as a high return on investments through the same solution. If I talk about compliance, so nowadays the data safety has been increasing in different nations, in different countries, and the government is also very much focused on the security of the data. If any organization is taking care for the customer data, if any banking sector is there where they have the debit card, credit card, all these details, so that data has to be secured. So we, as per different countries compliance, so we enable each and every compliance which is available according to the compliance. In our solution, we have the ready-made templates. The customer will buy it and they can use the solution and secure the data. We also foster the resilience, digital resilience. We are building safe, productive, and future ready workspaces. Moving ahead, on the left hand side, if you can see, these are some examples of data breach surface. Many companies, big organizations have faced millions of data theft in their organization, due to which they have faced a huge loss. On the right hand side, uh, like, why any kind of data security is required in the organization. So few trends, data leak trends we have like we have seen, and these are the recent experiences through which we have received. So first one is leaving employee taking the data. So any organization, any employee who is serving their notice period, they have left the organization, but still during the notice period, they have the access for their laptops, their desktop, as well as through which they can achieve the sensitive data. They can share it to their personal IDs or can send it to our competitors, right? So these trends will like increase the requirement of any kind of data security tool in their organization. Employee sharing data from BYOD devices. So any organization whose official email ID is there, anybody can log in their personal devices, whether it's laptop, desktops, mobile phones, and through email channel, they can send it across anywhere, right? So in our solution, we have a capability to secure that data as well. Then comes the data exfiltration from different applications, developers who are uploading the data. Like, let's say, for example, any developer is there who is using GitHub. So what codes they are uploading? Windows on safe mode. So Windows on safe mode is a very easy, if any corrupt user is there in the organization, they can easily attempt to bypass any kind of DLP services and leak the data. But it's not the scenario in our solution. In our solution, they cannot bypass any kind of DLP solution and can breach the data. Data upload, so data which are copied, right? Whatever data has been copied in the USB, or any user trying to send it across mail channel or printer channel. So all the hit which are recorded, right, on the endpoint through our solution, the evidence will be recorded for each and every activity. Privacy-based services and data exfiltration, which is a very common, you can say, very common or easy way to exfilter the data, and it's a very zero blind spot. Like, nobody knows. This is like anybody can plug in, any user can plug in the USB and can exfilter or stole or breach the sensitive data, right? So we focus on the data exfiltration, USB, which is mostly in use. Whatever questions you have, you can like ping in the chat box, and once the presentation is done, we can cover that as well. Then moving forward, as a company, who are the main key players as well as in the founding team. So I'll introduce them. Like in our founding team, we have Mr. Nagarjun Kota, who is the co-founder and CEO. And we have Mr. Dipanjan Vishwas, who is the co-founder and CTO. On the right-hand side, if you can say, we have our key players for different regions, for different areas specifically. They are working like that. To proceed further and to be put emphasis on a very required discussion, like what is the solution name? So the solution name is Indefend Advance. So as I told, Indefend Advance is a unified security and monitoring platform that integrates multiple layer of protection in one solution. How we can done it or how we can achieve it? So on the left hand side, if you can see, these are the different modules which we offer through our platform. As per the requirement of the customer, they can opt for it. Many, you can say, add-on modules are there. So they can create multiple layers of protection under single solution, under single dashboard. So we have data leak prevention, we have data classification, we have secured email gateway, which is purely an email DLP. When we proceed further with the demo, Harsh will help you to understand what it is. Then we have server activity monitoring and network data discovery. So on the left hand side, these are the all modules which we offer on our platform. And on the right hand side, if you can see, these are the data exfiltration platform or the features which we provide through our solution. So we have data leak prevention, email DLP, web filtering, enforce encryption for the external devices like USB. We can encrypt that channel. We can give a restricted access, as well as whatever the sensitive data is there, it can be in big, like it can be converted in an encrypted form, and it can be viewed only to the allowed users. Then we have event triggered surveillance. So within the organization, it's not like every time we can block any particular channel or the access. We have to give the access to the users, but we want that particular access. If, like, for example, if any marketing channel user is there, they want, they are using any kind of social media app to promote their company, right? But the company admin want to see during the event of Instagram what the team is doing. So we can cover that event through our event trigger surveillance. We have Bluetooth control, employee activity monitoring. Then we have employee productivity monitoring throughout the day, what employees are doing through, like what are their login logouts, for how many hours the screen is active, for how many hours the screen is idle. Everything will be covered. So productivity check is also there in our solution. Messenger control, USB control, printer control. So basically, we can give a limited access to a group of people, or only view options to the users on the console. Application whitelisting, employee monitoring control, chat GPT control. All these use cases, or you can say features, are available, out of which few are there on the roadmap, which every quarter we used to release, and that can be achieved. Now, the the foremost question, or most asked question, is what are the product differentiators in the market? In number of you can say vendors are there for the DLP. What makes us different? So as I told, we are a unified suite where we are providing DLP, SEG, which is an email DLP, employee behavior checks, as well as forensics. So all will cover under a single dashboard or a single product. The deployment of the solution is very easy. Employee activity monitoring, what data they are sending across, what mail they have they sent, like save that mail in their draft. Everything is covered under our solution. The solution supports on-prem as well as on cloud as per the requirement of the customer. Multi-level reporting is there from top to bottom. Each and every, you can say, user is covered, what they are doing, the reports and everything will be generated, and it can be viewed through the dashboard or the console. Then resource footprint, whatever the user is doing throughout the day, the hit recorded, every action has been recorded and it will be viewed and it is saved as a footprint. Then comes custom rule sets. So as per the requirement of the customer for a group of user or a single user, custom rule sets policies can be created. Use case sector specific for different use case for different sectors, like for banking, different use cases are there. For tech company, IT company, different use cases are there. For specific sector, specific use case templates we have in our library. Whenever any customer came, they only want to achieve any compliance through the solution, we have that already ready and they can use the solution. Offers visibility of employee beyond DLP. Multi-platform support is there. As a solution, we support across all operating system, whether it is Windows, it is Linux and Mac. Dynamic level reporting is there, and the solution has a capability to work on a stealth mode or a silent mode. Like let's say, for example, as a admin, I don't want my employees to know that any kind of any data protection solution is there in their system and their activities are getting monitored. So it will be like plug on the stealth mode. None of the notification or anything will be sent to the employee. On the right hand side here, if you can see, we have insider threat management coverage. This graph will help us to diagram will help us to understand like how the solution works. So whatever the data which is going outside the organization, we manage only the traffic which is going outside from the organization. So in different control center is there, processing of the data is done, fine filtering or fine tuning of the data is done, whether it is sensitive or the general one. If any mismatch is there or any breach is happening, that policy will get activated that will block that particular channel and report will be sent to the respective team members. Then if I talk about every quarter, we used to release few upcoming releases as per the ask from the customers, as well as like whatever new requirements which are came in the market. So by the by the month of May, we have released OCR-based blocking, print screen and clipboard activity monitoring and control, and file access blocking for applications like messengers or screen share tools. And by the June end, we will release our data discovery remediation. Then moving forward, as I told, for different industries, we can achieve different use cases. So if I talk about information technology or an IT sector, where different use case or requirement is there, where the client overview is, there are global IT services and the software companies there who handles the sensitive data, codes, client information, PI data, IPs, right? So that data has to be secure in a way like none of the data will be exfiltered. There are the challenges of that particular sector is the data flow is very high, multiple risk points are there, insider as well as external threats exposure are there, and compliance pressure like GDPR they have to achieve. So through our solution, we can cover everything. So whatever the financial losses they can face, reputation damage, legal penalties, as well as loss of client trust. So by using our solution, all this can be minimized. Moving to marine and shipping sector, where the global marine shipping and fleet operations companies are there, uh, who manages the cargoes, vessels, and port operations, and multi-location teams and external agents are there. Here in this particular sector, their main and foremost threat is navigation data tampering, port system ransoms, and agent and vendor data leaks. So through the solution, we can minimize all these channels. If the policies are deployed in a proper way, then none of the cargo or shipment data can be leaked. The contracts and the port documentation can be secured. We can block different channels for the users so that none of the data can be exfiltered. Moving forward to the retail, you can say sector, where the key challenges is the volumes of the customer transactions are very high. The data of the customer, mobile numbers, their debit cards, everything have been there, right? Where the post transactions are happening, where the staff devices are there. They can easily, like what you can say, they can easily take a screenshot and send that data on their personal IDs and can misuse it, right? Here, the like risk of the data is customer PII data and the payment data can be leaked. The sales and the inventory data can be leaked. So through the solution, what we can do, all the billing and refund fraud, we can minimize. Post malware attacks, we can minimize through the solution, as well as e-commerce data, we can minimize through the policies and the, you can say, different benchmarks which we want to achieve through the solution, we can do that. Moving to manufacturing sector, uh, the high risk of the manufacturing sector is their designs, their USPs, then the production and the process data, the supplier and the contract information, the IP, the PII data, everything. So that data can be lost, like vendor access can exploit, production system and the ransom attacks, and the IP theft. So through the solution, we can secure each and every sector, or the, you can say, focused area of the user is there. BFSI, very, you can say, like BFSI, where the banking sector, where the debit card, credit card, mobile numbers, passports, all the documents of the customer is there, right? Customer financial data, PI data, transaction records, investments, banking details, all are there. So major threat, you can say, threat is account takeover. Anybody can do that. Phishing and credential theft, transaction fraud. So through our solution, the solution has a capability uh, to capture any kind of event on the basis of content filtering, on the basis of, you can say, credit card numbers. We can create a unique templates which Harsh will showcase you. So we can achieve through our solution and we can save the PII data. Then comes the logistic, where the ransom attack, malware attack, phishing attack, supply chain vulnerabilities. So all these data of the customer PII, shipment, inventory data, all these can be a big issue. The theft can be done. So through the solution, as I told, through content filtering, through different features which are there present on our solution, we can achieve that. So this is all about my presentation. Can we move forward with the demo part?
Sure.
Yeah. Harsh, over to you.
Thank you, Parul. Does any have any questions related to the presentation that Parul just completed?
Yeah, we have several questions in here, but maybe we can answer it in the Q&A segment.
Yeah, sure, sure. Harsh, we'll start with the demo. Then in the end, we'll take the questions.
Okay.
All right, then let me sign into the demo dashboard and then explain the functionalities and make you familiar with the dashboard. Okay.
That's great.
All right. Allow me a moment. So, as Parul has explained how insider threats are causing the data leaks and how we need zero blinds so that we can protect the data from getting leaks, I will be showing you the functionalities of the product which actually will help you with the visibility of the data, how it is going to investigate, help you investigate the things that are going on at the endpoint site. And as we say, you cannot investigate what you cannot see. So that means the visibility without investigation capability creates a noise, not security. So it is required that everything that is going on in an organization is visible to you so that you can actually investigate and then take action necessarily. Okay, let me now share my screen and start the demo. Once my screen is visible, please let me know.
Yes, it is visible now.
Okay, so the screen that you are able to see, the screen that you are able to see is the incident summary page and is the indifferent dashboard. This page that you are able to see is the default sign-in page that appears once you sign into the dashboard. This page actually gives you an overview and an idea of the incidents that are going on and are triggered due to any rule violation. You must be able to view, this is just a empty page. I'll show you how the events will be triggered and how their counts will be shown to you. So you must be able to notice that there are a few channels marked down there, that incident through internet, email, devices, and applications. That means user is working on all these channels over there on the endpoint devices, and we need to protect data from going out through these channels. Now we are creating rules to protect the data. And now if that rule that we have created to protect the data is getting violated, then these incidents are generated and you get a track of the incidents here and it show you the trend. Then if you short it down for some duration of time, you will start noticing some kind of data over here that the rules are getting violated. So you see in through internet 7 incident generated, and the rules what violated were sensitive browser categories. Someone tried to access some sensitive browsers, production upload, production uploads, or browsers. If you will go back in detail, then you will notice that the trends may go up as during the time, and this will help you to acknowledge that what type of data is flowing out, through which channel it is flowing out, and how much is the trend, so that you actually can take necessary actions. So this is what we call visibility of the data, that it is visible to you how the rules are getting violated and what is the frequency rate that they are violating and what is the trend going on. Once this trend starts going down, then you can take a relief that okay, that what data leak has been getting prevented, and now we are having less incidents of the data leakage as we previously had. So this is how the DLP help us secure our channels and data leakage from there. Now this actually helps you. So we have divided this dashboard into three categories, which is the analytic and report section, the dynamic rule set section, and the administration section. So this actually help us. We have the subsections over there. So if we view the analytic and report section, so we have the incident section where we have the incident detail and summary. So as I said, summary section help us to understand and get the little summary that what is actually going on, which rules are getting violated. But if you would like to have the detailed view of that, you have the incident detail section. You can also redirect yourself from each of these counts that are visible over here, and you can be redirected itself to the detailed section. Let me take you over there once. And this is how you will be taken to the incident detail section. You either directly can go there or you can come there from the incident summary page to view the summary details over there. And this is how the logs will be then visible to you. And you will be able to view that which policy was implemented, what was the log ID, incident rule, if any was violated, agent who was working on it, user name who has actually tried this, then email who has tried to send it. So this is a rule that was got violated through Gmail. They tried to send some sensitive data, it blocked it, and then these are the records that were captured. It captures the sensitive attachment as well in case there would have been any attachment added over there. You would have got that attachment over there and you can download that shadow log so that you get the exact replica of that attachment and you can do the auditing for that. The subject and body of the email are also monitored, and if they find something sensitive, it can be blocked from there. So this is how the incident summary and the incident details section help us to keep the visibility and alerting. Now, the alerting section is also there. We have the email alert section. While these incidents are getting triggered and rules are getting violated, for each incident that is getting generated over there, you can get an email alert in real time, so that you as a master admin, once your email ID is added over there, you can select the channel for which you want to get the real-time alert reports over there, so that you as a master admin can be informed using these email alerts that there has been some violation at users end and certain rule has been violated, and you then can take the necessary action by signing on to the dashboard and checking the details from the incident details section, and can create policies according to that data that have been reported, and necessary action for that particular employee who has actually violated the rule can be taken as to meet the compliances. Okay, so this is the email alert section where the real-time alerts can be configured. Now, if we talk about the analytic and reports, then this also provides you the complete visibility of the activity, and it has a dedicated section which is the activity analytics section and the activity report section, where in the activity and analytics section you get the analysis of the activity in graphical representation manner. This is how the activities for the channels will be visible to you, and you can short the activity for a duration of time as well. Let me short it down for you. And can view the activity in this format. So you will notice that activity is getting recorded on basis of the allowed and the blocked activity. If you have some applications that you have restricted over there, they will be coming under the blocked category, and if you have allowed something, that will be here. But still it is monitoring everything and giving you the visibility of the things that are going on the endpoint side. Then you'll notice that it has a trending application or trending browser option over there, which means it actually lists down the trending websites or applications which are most oftenly used or accessed by the users on their endpoint devices. So it keeps a track of those applications, and it informs you by listing them down that what are the most oftenly used applications or browsers that users are going on, and then accordingly you can categorize that are they really useful for the organization, are these the necessary website related to their work or not, and if they are not, you can blacklist them. I'll show you from where you can blacklist those things, and then you can restrict the employee from accessing anything that is not required and not part of their role, so that you can keep the data secured. Then activities related to the email will be recorded over there, and this is how they are recorded. You get the email sent, personal email sent, someone kept in CC, BCC, and attachment are recorded. So this is just the graphical representation. But for these activities, you also have an activity report section which provides you the detailed report of these activities. So let me take you there for a blocked email activity report, and let's go there and let's see what detail has it captured for this blocked email. So you can see these were the Gmail activity. We are now in activity report section. You can directly go to this section, or you can come from the activity analytics section particularly. Then you can notice, select the email that has been recorded. Now you'll check the host name, IP address getting recorded, from whom was this email sent, to whom was it intended to send. If someone would have been kept in CC/BCC, it would have captured that. Then it is also recording the mail server that from which it has been sent. So someone tried to send it using Gmail. And the subject, if there is a draft or attachment, that would also have been captured. And then body, and it will scan it out. If there would have been any draft over there or attachment, it would have been downloaded. Now if you would like to see that how attachments and shadow logs are visible, let me take you there itself. So you can see this email contains an attachment and this can be downloaded from there. So you can see the shadow logs are available and you can exactly download this attachment and can view that what exactly the user was trying to send through this attachment, so that it provides you the visibility. Okay. Now these are the channels which are present at the endpoint devices, whether it is the device activity. Device activities can be for USB devices and CD, DVD devices. Then it also lists down the top searched keywords as well. So if there is something they are trying to search and which is not uh, which can be actually confidential or something, then it will also list that down, so that you can actually keep that keyword in your sensitive keyword category, and you can create a content filter according to those keywords which are most oftenly accessed by the user. Because it is possible, because how we have to do, we have to notice the trend, that if certain employee is doing certain type of activities, certain type of keyword are most frequently searched by them, then we have to check for certain questions like, is this employee trying to resign, is he near his resign period, or is he download is he keeping some kind of data there, has he been doing certain activities most oftenly. And this is how we can actually inspect. So this help us to get what type of keywords does they search, what type of activity do they do, and accordingly we can take the action according to creating the policy to prevent them from doing that. Okay. And then you can go to the activity report section, where each session, each channel will be present, and you can select channels over there. And then you can select the agent, you can filter them by agent or their user, and then you can filter it by date. You also can generate the reports in CSV format for the activities, and activity reports can be downloaded in CSV format for the auditing purposes. Then we have this productivity module as well, which works on the user behavior analysis as well. And it also provides us the employee monitoring tool kind of facility. So it works how, that it will give you the screen time, idle time, productive and unproductive time of an employee. It will record it. It also will provide you the login and logout hours time over there of the employee, so you have a detailed report for that. Then it will provide you the complete analysis of a user. You can sort it on basis of the agent or on basis of the group users if you have any group users over there. And then these analysis can be provided to you, and you can actually note down that what the employees are doing and how much productive are they, and then you can accordingly categorize that. Then it also provide you the productivity analysis for the applications that they use and the websites that they surf over the internet. So it also lists down that, and it provides you the categories. Let me take you over there. So this is how it will list down the websites that you are visiting or the applications that you are using. So you'll know that how much time on particular application or on particular website have they been spending. So it will provide you a monitoring kind of facility as well. Then finally you can download the productivity report for these employees, where you can get the agent ID, agent name, their work shift, and active time, inactive time, everything listed down over there in that report. So you can keep track of that as well. So we have just completed the analytic and report section. Then moving on to the second one, which is the dynamic rule set. This section actually is dedicatedly helping us to create customized rules to protect the data from getting leaked. Now, once you have analyzed the data that has been captured for the activities, user activities, and now you know that what kind of data needs to be protected, you have a detailed information and you have a visibility, you have investigated through the issues. Now the second part is how to protect that data. Then we have the customized rule sets over there. We can create rules according to that necessary, that what kind of data needs to be protected and how it needs to be protected. So this is where you can create the list, define the field operators, and you can also mark the data on basis of the sensitivity, whether it is sensitivity is high, medium or low. And these rules can be created, and they are customized. You can create it according to your organization needs. Okay, then we have this admin section, which actually help us with the administration tasks to be done properly. So first one under this comes up with the user entity management, which actually does the user management or the agent management. So this helps us to get the agent management section, from where all your agents that are installed on the endpoint devices are visible. You will be able to know that which agents are connected, active and connected to the server. You'll get to know which agents are not working and connected to the server, or which are inactive. You'll get the details for them as well. Which group have they been assigned will also be visible to you. Which IP address are they working on will be visible. When were they last connected will also be visible to you, and you will be able to note down the server versions that they are running on as well, that which type of agent version have they been using. Then you can import the agent updates from there. Suppose there is some necessary update that has been done on the agent side, then you can import that update from there and can implement it to the agents, so that they keep updated and the enhancements that are done from the product team side are implemented on the agents properly, so that they keep functioning well. And you also can get the installation and uninstallation log for the agents, and can view the time, version, and on which OS they have been installed, like Linux, Mac or Windows, because we support all of them. Then you can get the events for them as well. And from this section you can actually manage your users. Your users can be the in Active Directory users, they may be the email users, or they may be the work group users. So accordingly those group managements can also be done from here, from the dashboard itself. An agent can be assigned according to that only. Okay, now I'm moving towards the core section, which is the policy and control section. Now, after you have done and you have a complete data of the activities and what user have been doing, now it comes to the part where the control has to be done. Now, this is the part which helps you with that control and getting your control over the data that is getting leaked or exfiltrated via users. It can be through any of these channels. You have policy template and policy management section present over there, which helps you create a policy according to your need. So suppose someone tried to copy something using a device. It can be USB device, or they try to print using a printer. You can go over there in the policy template and create a new template. You can give the template name, description, and then choose the action that needs to be taken for that USB device, for CD, DVD, MTP, Bluetooth, or printer. And the necessary action, if you want to allow it, you want to read only or full allow, you want to enable it. Then you also are provided with the facility to encrypt the USB devices. So the encryption, you can enforce an encryption. This will help you to keep your USB device and the data inside that secured. Once something has been copied to an encrypted USB device, this data only can be viewed after that encryption password that you have created for that USB. Okay, so this helps you keep secure that data as well. Then you also can implement policies on based of the content. Suppose you want your users to use USB, but they must not be allowed to copy something which is sensitive. So accordingly, you can define a content which is sensitive. You can just add a rule for that, And according to this rule, now this USB would work. If it finds something is sensitive, it won't be allowed to copy it to that USB. Else they can be able to copy that. Okay, so this is how we prevent the data from getting exfiltrated from USB devices. Now, if we talk about the application policies, so the one that I was talking about, that we can actually blacklist or we can prevent users from accessing certain websites or applications. This is where you can do all these controls. You also can add the internet exceptions where the where the some certain IPs can be whitelisted so that you can add the exceptions for the users. Else you can add the blacklist policies. We have predefined 50 plus website categories over there. So whether it is arts, automobile, car, vlogs, advertisement, cultural, dating, entertainment. So we have predefined fraud or illegal activities, gambling. So we have more than 50 plus predefined categories. Still, we provide the facility to create your own blacklist policies, from where you can just give the name of the blacklist that you want to create, description of the blacklist that you want to create, and then add the URL or the IP address that you want to blacklist. And just you also can choose to block all subdomains as well that they may be using, and you can mark it as a top level domain as well. Once you have added the blacklist policy, you can create them in this format and your blacklist will be created. Now you accordingly can go to the application policy template. You can try creating a new template, give the template name, description, select ignore system services from being monitored and control if you don't want them to get monitored. And then you can select Windows, Linux, and Mac on which you want to actually implement. Then you get a list of the applications that whether you are trying to control the backup application, code repository application, is it a email application, encryption application, FTP client, or internet browsers. Now, once you have created a blacklist policy, you will go to the internet browser. You can add or remove blacklist policies. You will find all your blacklist over there, and then you can accordingly just check mark them. And according to that, once you check them out, these blacklists will be added to the internet browser. And now your agent knows that which are the URLs need to be blacklisted and prevented from being accessed, and which needs to be allowed accordingly. And similarly, you can add or remove exceptions over there. Okay. And then we provide the categories for that as well. As if you don't find any application, you can select the other application option and you can do the necessary action and template can be created. And then from the management section, you can just select your agents on which you want to implement the policy. If you want to implement a policy in bulk, just select them all, go to application policy and just select the policy that you want to assign, and the policy will be assigned. Once it is green ticked, that means the policy has synced properly and has been assigned to the agent. If this will be in this format, red exclamation mark, that means policy has been implemented, but it has not yet synced. So we'll have to wait. Then for email policy channel, we can similarly create a template where we provide a good control over the email flows as well. You can create a recipient based policy where you can select necessary steps accordingly that you want to block email to some listed IDs. You just select this option, add some email address over there that you want to restrict getting the email sent, and you can restrict them. Else you can also create a standard domain based policy where the corporate domains can only be allowed. So suppose if you are a M365 email provider user and your domain is outlook.com, so you just add outlook.com over here and add that domain. Once you add outlook.com as your domain, that means you will only be allowed to send emails through outlook.com, and no other email address like Gmail, Yahoo will be allowed to sign in using that and send emails from that particular endpoint on which it has been configured. So this is how the email policies will work. Still, you can create policies on basis of the attachment of the file extensions. You can define that which type of file extensions you want to allow users to send, and then you can accordingly take the action. or if there are some certain keywords, then you can add the keywords as well, and those keywords only be allowed or blocked. And else you can use a content based blocking where you define certain content as sensitive, and that content, if the email has that content, then that email will be blocked, and else it will be allowed to send. So this is how you can get that done. Let me explain and take you to the content filtering itself. So in the content filtering module, we provide the content filtering to be defined on basis of the keyword or phrases, on basis of the patterns, or on basis of the file types. If you go about the keywords, so you can create a rule related to the keyword. You can add the description. Then you can either import the file where the sensitive keywords are listed down of your organization. You also can get that sensitive keyword idea from the section that I was showing you, from the top keywords, from the search activity top keywords. So this is where it help us to define the content. Once we have an idea that what are the top keywords, and we know that these are not these keywords must not be allowed, then we can accordingly define that and can go to the content filtering module where we can add keywords over there, and we can just add them manually. Suppose there are certain keywords that you don't want to allow, and it can be related to any sector as well, as Parul has shown that we operate in multiple sectors over there, and according to each sector there can be their own defined content that is sensitive or not sensitive. Okay, and those keywords accordingly can be defined over there. Once we have defined these keywords, then we can accordingly create the content filter rules, and they can be implemented. You can define patterns as well in the same format. So suppose you defined a mobile patterns. So a mobile phone pattern is defined. So this is a PII information that you are trying to protect, that someone's mobile number should not go out. Now you have defined a mobile numbers pattern. You can get the facility to mask the mobile number as well, so that master admin also see the half of the mobile number or certain some part of the mobile number, because master admin can also leak the data. So to protect them, we provide the masking of their phone number as well. You can choose to mask it according to your need. If you want to mask it 70%, so if your phone number is 10 digits, then 7 digits will be masked and 3 digits will be visible. And you can opt to mask it from left to right or right to left accordingly. Okay, and this is how similarly certain things which actually have a pattern can be defined over there, and a regular expression for them can be given, and a pattern rule can be created, and accordingly then we'll be following that rule to prevent that kind of data from going out from that particular channel. Then on basis of the file type, we support more than 25 plus journal file types that are used across the organization, whether this is Excel files, PDFs, docs, or anything else like that. And then according to that, you can restrict if you want to allow that file type to go out or not. Okay. Then the shadow logging that we were talking about, we provide the shadow logs which provide the exact replica of the attachment. You can define the channel for which you want to get the shadow logs, and you can get those shadow logs and download them and can view them for the auditing purposes. And we have this screenshot policy feature over here in our endpoint DLP, which actually has two type of screenshots facility. One is the event based screenshot and one is periodic screenshot. In the event based screenshot, we actually can define a certain URL or application which we don't want user to access. And if that particular thing is triggered, then a screenshot of their screen is taken. So this is an event based screenshot where for that particular event a screenshot is taken. Then secondly, we can have a periodic screenshot enabled, in which we can define a 5-minute, 10-minute period where the screenshot will be taken of user's screen for that duration of time. Now suppose you selected a 10-minute duration of the screenshot, periodic screenshot, then that means whenever user is working actively on their screen, each 10 minute a screenshot will be taken. Okay, and you can view the screenshot. Let me show you how the screenshots will be visible. I'm going to the activity report section where we can get the reports related to the screenshot activity that is done. Now I'm choosing the agent on which it would have been done, and we can short it down for some duration of time. One moment. Okay. And then just search for it. So this is how the screenshots will be visible to you. Now this is an screenshot of an application. This is a remote application that was prevented to from being accessed, but user tried to access it. So that screenshot was taken. It can be taken for anything that you are trying to access on a web as well. Suppose you are using Google, you try to search something, the screenshots for that thing can be taken. And these can be periodic screenshot or event triggered based screenshots for you. So this is how the screenshot functionality helps us and works us and gives us the visibility to what user was doing on their screen. Okay. Then if we talk about the in-def advanced settings, then we can manage dashboard passwords from there. And we can also manage agents password which are installed on the endpoint, which actually help us keep the agent tamper proof. So we define the agent password from there as a master admin and just save that password, which makes the agent tamper proof, and users if they somehow found and try to uninstall that agent from their device, they'll require that password. Okay, and we also can configure the email alert for agent deletion over there. So email alert for agent deletion or uninstallation can also be configured. So if they try to tamper with that, you can get the alert for that deletion or the agent deletion or uninstallation activity. Okay, so this is how we can manage the agents as well. As Parul told that agents are working in stealth mode, they also take the minimal amount of the CPU so that CPU performance does not get impacted at all and it works smoothly. And then agents are in working in stealth mode and are monitoring the activities on the endpoint devices without hampering users daily routine activities, and they don't get to know that if there is some software on their devices which is getting them monitored. Okay, then from here you can get the product manual from which you can actually get to know about the product. You can get to know about that, and will be redirected to the site of the company. Then you can check the version. Then you can get your account information from there, that what is your customer ID, email, how many licenses are active, how many you have used, and what are the capabilities that have been enabled or disabled for you. So you can get to know about that capability as well. Okay, then you also get the subadmin account facility. This facility actually help us in big organizations generally. Suppose there is a big organization and you are a master admin for that. As a master admin of a big organization, you will not be able to monitor everything. So you do one thing, that you create subadmin account with some restricted privileges for the head of those departments in that organization, so that they do that monitoring thing for you. And if they actually notice something suspected, they can inform you, and then as a master admin you can take the necessary action. So this is how these were the capabilities of the indefend DLP, and this is how it provides you the complete visibility for that, and it helps you to actually control the data then and help you prevent that out. This was all from there. Let me know if now anyone have any questions or doubts related to this.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Mr. Hars, for the demonstration. Also, thank you, Ms. Farrell, for the presentations. All right, we will now move on to the Q&A sessions. If you would like to ask directly, please anyone raise your hand and we will allow you microphone access. And now let's begin with the first questions. We have several good questions in here. So the first question will be from Sanjaya. Can it integrate with CM or COC?
Thank you for the question, Sanjay. Yes, we are compatible for the integration API integrations, and we have integrated with the same tools as well, so we can integrate actually.
Okay, so yes, we can. And he has also asked about, does it support Silox, REST API, or webhook integration from custom CMs?
So this needs to be taken into consideration for the integration, because to get this integrated with certain product, we need to actually check what kind of API integration do they use and what kind of uh, facilities or software they have. But as we said, we are compatible with the integration, and the product is uh, can integrate with the tools like sim tools or other reporting tools as well.
Okay, then. Thank you for the answer, and thank you, Sanjaya, for the questions. I hope it answered your questions. Also, next question is from Lina Arsala. How long does it usually take to investigate a suspicious employee activity?
So it is done in real time. Once the user is doing some activity on their endpoint devices and agent is present, then the activity is present in near real time over to the dashboard. And as a master admin, you can actually go and check what activity is getting performed, and you can then accordingly take the action.
Okay, so it is a real time, okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you also, Lina, for the question. Hope it answered your questions. And next question is from Lupita. I think this is a great question because I'm curious also. Can employees know they are being monitored?
Not at all. As we said, the agent works in stealth mode. So once stealth mode is enabled, they won't get to know that there is some software installed which is getting them monitored. So they don't get to know that. No notification or anything goes to them or on their screen, nothing happens.
So
There is
the
no
employee
pop-up
will
like
know
that.
nothing.
No.
Okay. Also, is it work for remote or hybrid
Yes, yes.
environment?
if
Oh, that's
users are
great.
if users are working remotely, then and the agent is present, once they are connected to a network, the agent will work normally and will record their activities as and work according to policies.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the answer and thank you, Lupita, for the questions. And next question will be from San Andrew. Does your solution use AI or behavior analytic to detect anomalies?
Uh, we are not currently using AI, but we are working on machine learning modules itself. We are also getting our data classification and remediation module launched by June end, where we will be doing the automatic classification. But currently, the classification that we are doing is manual one, where we define according to the keywords, patterns, and the file types.
Okay, so you're not use AI but using machine
Correct.
classification, right? Okay, that's
Absolutely.
great. Thank you, Sen, for the questions. Also, everyone, if you want to ask question, please type in the Q&A box. Or if you cannot access the Q&A box, you can use the chat box. Or if you want to ask directly, please raise hand and we'll allow your microphone. Next question will be from Nick Ong. For logistic, if a customer DB or shipment info is leaked, how quickly to determine who access or transfer the data?
So once the first thing is that once we have created rules, the and we have defined what is sensitive for our organization, the product will not let that information go out, but it keeps monitoring the data. So there may be something that we have not defined and they have sent it, but when admin checks that activity out, because activities are always present over the dashboard, and whenever admin goes out to the dashboard and checks that this certain activity has been performed, so they can then accordingly create policies and can restrict that kind of data from going out as well. So it depends on the and if there would be something sensitive that goes out, then as I said, we have the email alerts over there. The real time, near real time alerts to the master admins can be sent related to any rules that are getting violated. so the necessary action can be taken in time.
Okay, I see. All right.
Yes.
Also, he asking about the demo. The demo, is the feasibility available in real time or near real time?
Yes, in near real time.
Okay, so it is in
Yeah,
real time. And
correct.
also any performance consideration for environment with many endpoints.
Not at all. As I said, the agent is too less in size. It do not take too much RAM space and do not impact CPU performance at all. It works quite smoothly. So no performance impact.
Okay, so no performance inspect. Okay. Thank you for the answer, and thank you for Nick Ong for the question. I hope it answering your questions. Is there anyone that wants to ask again? You can type your question in the Q&A box or in the chat box. So everyone, if you want to ask directly, you can raise hand and we'll allowing your microphone. All right. Is anyone wants to ask? Or maybe Miss Farrell, you have any additions?
No, Nabila, we have covered everything. So, everyone, if any questions you have, any queries you have, we can again connect, right? You can share your queries with Nabila and we can connect. Also, if you want to have a full detailed demo presentation as well as technical session, we can plan. You can connect with Nabila and Mohammed. If you have any kind of query from the customer side, we can plan the demos. We can provide the trainings as well as if the customer wants the POC, we can proceed further. So either you can connect over mail with us or Nabila will connect with us. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, that's great. All right. I think this will be the end of our Q&A sessions. Thank you everyone for the engaging question and we truly appreciate your participation. All right, before we officially conclude today's webinar, we would like to invite everyone for a quick virtual photo group. Kindly everyone to turn on your camera and we'll take a group screenshot together to capture today's sessions. So everyone, please turn on your camera and we'll take a sweet photo group. We're gonna take it when you're ready. All right, everyone, please turn on your camera. Don't be shy. Okay. All right. Then we'll take the first slide. Please turn on it for us. Oh, is it not lowered?
It's blocked, I
Is the
guess.
camera? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's low.
yeah.
Maybe Teams, you can allow them to turn on the camera. Wait. Can you try again, everyone? Can you turn on the camera? Or it still cannot? Okay, that's great. All right. Please turn on it, everyone, and we'll take the photographs together. If anything has the issue with the camera allowing. All right. If not, then let's take the first slide. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Another slide. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Another one. The last one. 1, 2, 3, cheese. All right, that's great. Thank you everyone for the participations. And as we prepare to close today's session, we kindly ask all participation to complete the feedback form of this webinar. Team, will please share the QR and the link of the feedback form. And your feedback will be very valuable to us as we continue improving and delivering better webinar and experience in the future. Also, please note that completing this feedback form is required for the e-certificate process and to receive access to the all presentation materials, including the presentation file, webinar recording, and one free exclusive product demonstration. So please reminder everyone, please also note that in the name in the e-certificate it will be according from this feedback form. So please to write your name correctly. And we truly appreciate your participation and support to today's sessions. All right. If anyone cannot access the link or the QR, you can comment on the chat. Also, please reminder that the name in the e-certificate will be according this feedback form. So please write your name correctly. Okay. And don't forget while waiting, and don't forget to follow Terrabyte Group on LinkedIn and Instagram for more cybersecurity insight and upcoming events. And you can also visit our website at terabytegroup.com and dataresolve.com to learn more about our solution and service. All right. Is anyone has submit the feedback form? Okay, this feedback form, if you submit this, if you complete this feedback form, you will get the e-certificate, also including the presentation file, webinar recording, and also one free exclusive products demonstration with data resolve. So please fill it till the end and submit it. And don't forget to follow our LinkedIn, Instagram, terabytegroup.com. All right, while waiting, maybe we can move to our conclusions. Okay. So before we end today's session, we would like to invite Ms. Parul for the final closing statement.
Thanks, Namila, for arranging this webinar, and thank you everyone for joining the session. Everybody is very much active. All the questions which have been asked, we are very grateful for the thing. If you have any query, as I told, you can reach out to us through Nebula or Mohammed. And any customer is there, you want any kind of NFRs, we can proceed further. So thank you. Thank you for arranging this.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Parul. I also want to invite Ms. Tarhadit for the short closing remarks.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for everyone to joining for today's webinar. It's such a good webinar. We have a lot of questions, good questions, and also we have a product demo from Data Resolve to as an employee behavior investigation. It's a good solution if you want to know what your employee do on your business. So everyone who are more interested or have curious about this solution, employee behavior investigation, don't be shy. Ask us. You can drop email to our marketing at terabytegroup.com, or after this webinar, you can still follow our Teams chats and you can leave the message on our Teams. Let me know your number and your email, and we will contact you as soon as possible. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you once again, Mr. Hadid, and thank you once again, Ms. Farwell. As we conclude today's webinar, let's take a quick recap of today's sessions. We learned how insider trade can start from a small suspicious activities that often goes unnoticed, and how organization can improve visibility and investigate employee behavior more effectively with data resolve solutions. On behalf of Terabyte Group and Data Resolve, thank you once again to our speaker, Ms. Parul Satsangi, Mr. Hars, and to our participant for joining us today. If you have any further inquiries, please feel free to reach out to us at marketing@terabytegroup.com or through our LinkedIn and Instagram, Terabyte Group. Thank you, everyone. Stay secure, stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you again in our next sessions. Thank you and have a great
Sure.
day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Nabila.
Team
Have a great
Terabyte.
day.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Data
so
Resolve
much.
team.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.